Within this book resides a wisdom so primordial, it precedes the advent of written language. You grasp in your possession not merely a volume, but a mechanism to unveil the limitless potential that has perpetually dwelled within you. This manuscript, referred to as the 33rd degree, encapsulates sacred knowledge bequeathed through lineages of mystics, sages, and masters who comprehended the genuine essence of existence. The 33rd degree represents the highest level of consciousness attainable in the physical realm, a state where your entire being vibrates in perfect harmony with the universal forces that shape existence itself. It is a dimension of awareness where thought transforms instantly into reality, where the boundaries between the spiritual and material dissolve, and where you recognize yourself as both the creator and the creation. As you journey through these teachings, you will discover that reality exists in multiple layers, each vibrating at different frequencies. Your physical world, the one you can touch and see, is merely the outermost layer. Beyond it lie realms of pure energy, thought, and infinite possibility. The 33rd degree teaches you to navigate these dimensions with mastery, allowing you to shape your reality from the innermost levels of creation. This knowledge has been safeguarded for millennia, shared only with those ready to embrace its power. Now, as you read these words, something within you has awakened, an ancient remembrance stirring in the depths of your soul. This is no coincidence. The universe has guided you to this moment, for you already possess everything needed to attain this mastery. The 33rd degree is not about learning something new, but about remembering what your soul has always known. It is about awakening to the truth that you are an infinite being, temporarily experiencing human form. As you align with these teachings, you will tap into the same power that moves mountains, shapes destinies, and orchestrates the dance of galaxies. Let these words be your guide as you step into the fullness of your divine potential. Part 1. Awakening to Multidimensional Truths. Chapter 1. The Multiverse Within You. In a distant land there lived a wanderer named Zane who spent his days searching sacred sites for enlightenment. One evening, exhausted from his travels, he settled beneath an ancient tree to rest. As sleep overtook him, Zane found himself walking through a mystical doorway that appeared in his dreams. To his amazement, this doorway led not to another physical place, but into the depths of his own being. Within, he discovered an endless temple, its halls stretching infinitely in all directions. Each chamber contained a different universe. Each passageway led to another dimension of possibility. As Zane explored deeper, he realized that this vast temple existed within his own consciousness. He had been searching the world for what had always existed inside him. You, like Zane, contain within you an infinite temple of possibilities. The universe that stretches across the cosmic expanse is mirrored perfectly within your own being. Every star, every galaxy, every force of creation exists in miniature within the sanctuary of your consciousness. This is the first key to understanding the power of the 33rd degree. You are not separate from the universe. You are its perfect reflection. In the mountains of ancient Tibet, a young woman named Lin sought out the legendary master Kenzo, known for his ability to manifest miracles. After climbing treacherous peaks to reach his humble dwelling, Lin asked, "Master, where does your power come from?" Kenzo smiled and handed her a mirror. "Look deeply," he instructed. "What do you see?" "I see only my reflection," Lin replied. "Look deeper," Kenzo urged, "beyond the surface." As Lin gazed into the mirror, her perception began to shift. The reflection of her eyes became galaxies, her skin the fabric of space-time, her breath the cosmic winds that shape reality. In that moment, she understood. The power she sought was not Kenzo's to give, but already existed within her own being. The truth that Lynn discovered is the same truth that awaits you now. The power to shape reality does not reside in some distant realm or sacred location. It dwells within the temple of your own consciousness. By understanding that you are a living mirror of the universe itself, you begin to access the same creative force that births worlds into being. To help you embrace this truth, I offer you this sacred practice of alignment. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Visualize yourself as a perfect mirror of the cosmos. See the stars shining within your cells. Feel the gravitational forces that hold galaxies together pulsing through your veins. With each breath, expand your awareness until you can sense the infinite space within. Let your consciousness merge with this inner universe until you feel the boundary between inner and outer dissolve. Hold this awareness for several minutes, knowing that in this state of perfect alignment, you access the same power that creates worlds. Chapter 2. The Layers of Reality. In a settlement between time-worn peaks dwelled Amara, a textile artist whose woven masterpieces enchanted every viewer. Though fellow craftspeople limited themselves to visible fibers, Amara mastered the art of incorporating unseen bonds that unite the universe. As you walk the path of the 33rd degree, you must understand what Amara discovered. That reality is woven from 5 distinct layers of existence. Like her, you must learn to work with threads both seen and unseen. One day a merchant asked Amara how she created such magnificent works. "I do not weave with threads alone," she explained, guiding his hand over her loom. "Feel the currents of emotion that flow between the fibers. Notice the patterns of thought that guide each strand. Sense the spiritual essence that gives life to the design. These invisible threads are as real as the silk beneath your fingers. The physical realm is but the outermost layer of your tapestry. Beneath it flows the emotional current, carrying the energy of your feelings into manifestation. Deeper still lies the mental plane, where thoughts take form before emerging into reality. The spiritual layer connects you to universal wisdom, while the quantum realm vibrates with infinite possibility. In the sacred mountains there lived a mystic named Maya, who could see these invisible currents of reality. A young woman named Zara sought her guidance, frustrated that her efforts to manifest her desires bore no fruit. "You push against the river," Maya observed. "Come, let me show you the hidden flows." She led Zara to a crystal-clear pool. "Place your hand upon the surface," she instructed. "Feel how your touch creates ripples across multiple dimensions. Your physical movement affects the water, your emotions influence its energy, your thoughts shape its pattern, your spirit guides its flow, and at the quantum level, infinite possibilities collapse into one." The wisdom Maya shared reveals a fundamental truth. Your reality is shaped by forces operating across all dimensions of existence. When you align these layers, physical action, emotional energy, mental clarity, spiritual purpose, and quantum potential, you achieve the mastery of the 33rd degree. Now take your journal and create 5 sections, one for each layer of reality. For 7 days, observe how these dimensions interact in your life. In the physical section, record your actions and their results. Under emotions, note the feelings that flow through your day. In the mental realm, track your dominant thoughts and beliefs. For the spiritual layer, document moments of inspiration and connection. In the quantum section, Write about possibilities you sense but haven't yet manifested. This practice will reveal the intricate patterns of your own living tapestry, showing you where alignment already exists and where it can be strengthened. Chapter 3. The Core Frequency of Vibration. In a valley where ancient melodies still whisper through the wind, there lived a musician named Ravi, who played an instrument passed down through generations. While others created pleasing sounds, Ravi sought to align his music with the very pulse of existence. Through years of patient observation, Ravi discovered that every object, every thought, and every emotion possessed its own unique vibration. The strings of his instrument could match the hum of distant stars, the rhythm of flowing water, and even the silent song of growing flowers. You too must understand this fundamental truth. Everything in existence is pure energy, vibrating at different frequencies. Your thoughts, emotions, and physical form are all expressions of this universal dance of energy. Just as Ravi learned to tune his instrument to nature's symphony, you can align your personal vibration with the frequencies of what you wish to attract. In a distant mountain village, an elder named Chen understood this sacred knowledge. When drought threatened his people's crops, he gathered them in the village square. "Listen," he instructed, "not with your ears but with your heart. Feel the earth's song beneath your feet." Day after day, Chen guided the villagers to synchronize their thoughts and emotions with the natural world around them. They learned to match their breathing to the wind's rhythm, to align their heartbeats with the earth's pulse. Soon their collective vibration shifted and the rains returned. This ancient wisdom reveals that you are like an instrument in the universal orchestra. Your thoughts and emotions emit frequencies that ripple through the fabric of reality, attracting experiences that match your vibration. When you feel joy, you vibrate at a frequency that attracts more joyful experiences. When you cultivate peace, you draw peaceful circumstances into your life. To harness this power, begin each morning with this sacred practice. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and place your hand over your heart. Feel the vibration of your emotional state. Is it harmonious with what you wish to attract? If not, use this ancient affirmation while focusing on your heart center. I am in perfect harmony with the highest vibrations of love, abundance, and joy. Then choose music that resonates with your desired state of being. Let its rhythm and melody wash over you for at least 5 minutes, allowing it to shift your vibration to a higher frequency. This daily practice of conscious vibration will attune you to the universal forces that shape reality. Chapter 4. The Hidden Power of Feeling. In a fertile valley between ancient hills there lived a farmer named Emil, whose connection to the land ran deeper than mere cultivation. While other farmers focused solely on techniques and timing, Emil discovered a truth that transformed his modest fields into gardens of abundance. Each morning, as the sun painted the sky in hues of gold, Emil would walk among his crops with overwhelming gratitude in his heart. He noticed that in the seasons when joy filled his being, his harvest flourished beyond measure. Yet in times when worry clouded his mind, even the healthiest plants seemed to withdraw their vigor. You see, your emotions are not merely responses to life's circumstances. They are the magnetic force that shapes your reality. Just as Emil's crops responded to the frequency of his feelings, the universe responds to the emotional energy you emit. This is why two people can plant the same seeds, follow the same methods, yet reap vastly different harvests. In the vast expanse of the ocean there lived a sailor named Thomas who navigated not by stars alone, but by the wisdom of his heart. Other sailors questioned his methods, for he would often alter course based on what he called the winds of feeling. Time and again his intuition guided him to safe harbors and abundant fishing grounds, while others struggled against the sea's might. When asked about his secret, Thomas would smile and say, "The heart knows the way before the mind can see it." He understood that emotions are not obstacles to be overcome, but rather compass points guiding you toward your true destination. Your feelings are the language through which you communicate with the universe. When you align your emotions with your desires, you create a magnetic field that draws your aspirations into physical form. This is not mere wishful thinking. It is the operation of universal law. To master this principle, practice this ancient visualization ritual. Find a quiet space and close your eyes. Breathe deeply and imagine your desired outcome as if it exists now. But do not simply see it, feel it with every fiber of your being. Let the joy of achievement flow through you. Let gratitude fill your heart until it overflows. Hold this feeling for several minutes, allowing it to saturate every cell of your body. This practice aligns your emotional frequency with the reality you wish to create, activating the magnetic power of your feelings to draw your desires into manifestation. Remember, it is not the intensity of your wanting, but the purity of your feeling that holds the power to transform your world. Chapter 5: The Observer Effect. In the heart of an ancient city, there lived an artist named Maya, whose paintings held a mysterious power. Each morning, she would stand before her blank canvas, brush poised in hand, and pour her entire being into observing the emptiness before her. As she focused her attention, something extraordinary would unfold. The images she held in her mind would begin to materialize on the canvas, as if painted by an unseen hand. You possess this same creative force within you. Like Maya's unwavering gaze, your attention shapes the canvas of reality. The universe exists as infinite possibilities until you, the observer, choose which reality to manifest through your focused awareness. In the mountains of a distant land, there lived a young seer named Raina, who discovered that her visions were not merely glimpses of what might be, but seeds that grew into the future itself. When she focused on potential dangers, they manifested in the village. When she held her attention on prosperity and peace, these realities blossomed instead. This truth lies at the heart of creation. You are not merely witnessing reality, you are actively creating it through your observation. Just as light behaves differently when observed, reality shifts and transforms through the lens of your attention. The quantum field responds to your focus, collapsing infinite possibilities into specific experiences. What you choose to observe expands, while what you ignore fades from your reality. This is not metaphor, but the deepest truth of existence. You are the creator of your world. To harness this creative power, practice this ritual of focused intention, sit in perfect stillness, and choose one specific outcome you wish to manifest. See it with crystal clarity in your mind's eye. Now, direct your full attention to this vision as if observing a painting coming to life. Notice every detail, every sensation, every emotion it evokes. Hold this unwavering focus for several minutes, allowing no other thoughts to distract you from this single point of attention. Through this practice, you collapse the quantum field of infinite possibilities into your chosen reality. The power of your focused intention acts as a beacon, drawing forth that which you seek from the vast ocean of potential. Remember, your attention is the brush that paints your future, and every moment of concentrated awareness shapes the canvas of your destiny. What you observe with unwavering focus becomes your living masterpiece, manifesting first in the ethereal realm of thought before crystallizing into physical form. Like a master artist who sees the finished work within the blank canvas, you must hold your vision with perfect clarity until it emerges into being. Chapter 6: Breaking the Chains of Limitation. In a valley between ancient mountains there lived a majestic eagle who had never spread his wings. From birth he had been told tales of an invisible barrier that surrounded him, stretching from earth to sky. Though no chains bound him, he paced in small circles, never daring to test the limits of his perceived prison. You, like this eagle, may carry invisible barriers in your mind, thoughts and beliefs that keep you bound to a limited existence. These barriers, though unseen, hold more power than any physical constraint. One day, a wise owl appeared and spoke to the eagle. "The cage you fear exists only in your thoughts. Stretch your wings, feel the truth of your freedom." With trembling feathers, the eagle extended one wing, then another. As he discovered no resistance, his heart swelled with the recognition of a truth he had always known. He was born to soar. In a distant garden there lived a woman named Amara, who tended the most remarkable flowers. Yet each spring, her garden struggled beneath thick weeds of doubt. "I am not worthy of such beauty," the weeds whispered. "Success belongs to others," they hissed. Until one day Amara understood. These weeds grew from seeds of limitation she had planted herself. With patient determination, she began uprooting each doubt, replacing them with seeds of possibility. "I am worthy of abundance," she planted. "My potential knows no bounds," she sowed. As she cleared away the old beliefs, her garden flourished with unprecedented vigor. The universe knows no limitations. It is humanity that creates boundaries. Your thoughts form the architecture of your experience, building walls or bridges to your desires. Every limitation you perceive exists first as a thought, a belief you have accepted as truth. To transform these limiting beliefs into gateways of possibility, practice this ancient ritual of liberation. Take a sacred moment each day to write in your journal. First, list the thoughts that constrain you. The "I can't," "I'm not enough," "it's impossible." Next to each limitation, write its opposite truth. "I am capable. I am more than enough. All things are possible through my alignment with universal law." Read these new truths aloud, feeling their resonance in your being. Let each word dissolve the invisible barriers that have held you bound. Through this practice, you plant new seeds of possibility in the fertile soil of your consciousness, allowing the full expression of your infinite potential to bloom. Chapter 7: Symbols of the Soul. In the archives of time there exists a tale of Rahul, a young scribe who discovered an ancient scroll covered in mysterious symbols. Each mark pulsed with an energy that seemed to speak directly to his soul. As he traced the patterns with his fingertips, the symbols began to dance before his eyes, revealing doorways to understanding that transcended ordinary language. You live in a world rich with such symbols, sacred geometries, recurring numbers, and meaningful signs that whisper universal truths. These symbols speak the language of your deeper mind, communicating in ways that words alone cannot reach. Just as Rahul learned to decode the ancient markings, you too possess the innate ability to understand this universal language. The spiral of a seashell, the phases of the moon, the pattern of a flower's petals, each carries messages encoded by the universe itself. In the mountains of the east, a wanderer named Maya followed a trail of cryptic signs etched in stone. Each symbol she encountered, a circle within a triangle, a spiraling path, a key without a lock, guided her closer to a hidden treasure. Yet when she finally reached her destination, she realized the true treasure wasn't gold or jewels, but the wisdom she had gained in learning to read the language of the universe. The symbols that surround you are not random. They are the universe's way of communicating directly with your subconscious mind. When you notice recurring patterns, numbers, or images in your life, these are sacred messages waiting to be understood. Your mind naturally thinks in symbols and metaphors. When you dream of flying, your subconscious speaks of freedom. When you envision a mountain, it represents the challenges you must overcome. By learning to interpret these symbols, you gain access to profound wisdom that lies beneath the surface of ordinary awareness. To deepen your connection with this universal language, practice this ancient ritual of symbolic awareness. Each day, carry a small notebook with you. Notice the symbols that appear repeatedly in your experience, and perhaps a certain animal crosses your path or a specific geometric shape catches your attention. Record these symbols and spend time in quiet meditation, allowing their deeper meaning to emerge from within. As you sit in stillness with each symbol, ask yourself, what truth does this symbol reveal to me? What aspect of my journey does it illuminate? Let the answers arise naturally from your inner wisdom, knowing that you are reading from the great book of universal knowledge that surrounds you always. Through this practice, you will develop fluency in the language of the universe, understanding the messages that guide you toward your highest path. The symbols are always present, waiting to be recognized by those who have eyes to see. Chapter 8: The Gateway of Stillness. In a remote valley where ancient cedars whispered secrets of the ages, lived Kenzo, a hermit who had retreated from the clamor of the world. Each dawn, he would sit beneath the sweeping branches, embracing the sacred silence that enveloped him. In this quietude, he discovered that silence was not merely the absence of sound, but a living presence that held all wisdom within its depths. You, like Kenzo, possess the ability to access this transformative power of stillness. Within the space between thoughts lies a gateway to dimensions beyond ordinary perception, where universal knowledge flows freely to those who learn to listen. The silence speaks in ways that words cannot express, carrying messages from the infinite to your receptive heart. When you step away from the constant chatter of the mind, you enter a sacred temple where divine wisdom awaits. High in the misty peaks, a woman named Lynn sought answers to life's deepest mysteries. For days she wandered, until she found herself drawn to a hidden cave. As she ventured inside, the outside world fell away, and in the profound silence she heard the voice of truth speaking through her own heart. What she sought was not in ancient texts or scholarly teachings, but in the quiet spaces between her thoughts. This silence you seek is not empty. It is filled with potential, alive with the same creative force that birthed the universe. In stillness, you align with the quantum field, where all possibilities exist simultaneously. Here, in this sacred space, you become most receptive to the guidance that constantly flows from the universal mind. When you embrace silence, you tune into frequencies beyond the physical realm. Like a clear pool reflecting the stars above, your still mind mirrors the wisdom of the cosmos. This is the state where inspiration flows, where solutions arise unbidden, and where your connection to the infinite becomes tangible. To access this transformative power, practice this ancient ritual of silence. Find a quiet space where you will remain undisturbed. Sit comfortably and close your eyes. Focus on your breath as it flows naturally, becoming aware of the subtle spaces between each inhale and exhale. Allow these spaces to expand, embracing the silence that exists within them. As thoughts arise, observe them without attachment, letting them pass like clouds across a vast sky. Remain in this stillness for 20 minutes, allowing the wisdom of silence to fill your being. Through this practice, you open yourself to the infinite intelligence that speaks through silence. In these quiet moments, you will discover that the answers you seek have always been present, waiting in the stillness of your own heart. Chapter 9. The Energy Centers of Transformation. In the shadow of an ancient temple, Maya, a gifted healer, discovered scrolls that revealed the body's sacred energy centers. As she studied these mystical teachings, she learned that within every person lie 7 spinning wheels of light, portals to dimensions beyond the physical realm. You possess these same energy centers, these vortexes of power that connect your physical form to the infinite. Like jewels strung along a cosmic thread, they form a bridge between matter and spirit, each one resonating with different aspects of universal consciousness. Through dedicated practice, Maya learned to sense and activate these centers in those who sought her wisdom. She observed how blocked energy manifested as physical ailments and emotional distress, while balanced centers brought vitality and spiritual awakening. In a distant monastery, an initiate named Raj participated in a ceremony passed down through countless generations. Under moonlight, masters guided him through ancient movements and breath practices designed to awaken the dormant power within. As each energy center activated, Raj experienced successive waves of transformation, from security and creativity to personal power, love, expression, insight, and finally, divine connection. These energy centers are not mere symbols or metaphors. They are gateways through which universal life force flows. When aligned, they allow you to access higher dimensions of consciousness and manifest with greater power. Each center governs specific aspects of your being: your foundation, your creative force, your personal power, your capacity for love, your truth, your insight, and your connection to the divine. To activate these sacred centers, practice this visualization passed down through the ages. Sit in peaceful meditation and envision a brilliant column of light extending through your body. See each energy center as a spinning wheel of light: red at your base, orange at your center, yellow at your solar plexus, green at your heart, blue at your throat, indigo at your forehead, and violet at your crown. Breathe deeply into each center, allowing its unique frequency to harmonize and balance. Feel the energy flowing freely through each portal, clearing blockages and awakening your full potential. Through this practice, you align your entire being with the universal forces, opening channels for greater manifestation and spiritual connection. Chapter 10. The Crossroads of Choice and Destiny. Along an ancient crossroad stood a traveler named Kenzo. Before him stretched 3 paths, one well-worn and familiar, another overgrown but gleaming with possibility, and a third that seemed to shimmer between existence and shadow. As he contemplated his choice, the weight of destiny hung heavy in the air. You too stand at such a crossroads in every moment. Each choice you make ripples through the fabric of reality, creating waves that shape not only your path, but the very universe itself. Like threads in an infinite tapestry, your decisions weave patterns that extend far beyond what mortal eyes can perceive. In every choice lies the seed of 1,000 possibilities. The path you select becomes your reality, while others fade into the mist of what might have been. This is the power that flows through your consciousness, the ability to collapse infinite potential into manifest experience through the act of decision. In a distant village lived Amara, known for her wisdom in times of trouble. When fear gripped the hearts of her people during a great drought, Many wished to abandon their homes. Yet Amara spoke of courage, of choosing faith over fear. "The rain will return," she said, "but only if we choose to believe in abundance rather than scarcity." The villagers heeded her words, working together to dig deeper wells and plant drought-resistant crops. Their choice to embrace courage over fear transformed their reality, and soon the rains returned more abundant than ever. The universe responds not just to your actions, but to the consciousness behind them. When you choose from a place of alignment with your highest truth, you tap into currents of power that transcend ordinary reality. Each decision becomes a prayer, each choice a declaration of who you are becoming. You are the author of your destiny, writing your story with every choice you make. The power lies not in the options before you, but in the consciousness you bring to each decision. When you choose with awareness, aligning your decisions with your deepest truth, you become a conscious creator of reality. To practice this ancient wisdom, take up your journal each evening. Write of the choices you face that day and the consciousness behind each decision. Examine the paths not taken, not with regret, but with awareness. Then, looking to tomorrow, set clear intentions for the choices you will make. Ask yourself, what consciousness will I bring to these decisions? How can I choose from my highest self? Through this practice passed down through generations of wisdom keepers, you learn to navigate the infinite crossroads of life with grace and power. Each choice becomes an opportunity to align more deeply with your divine nature and the universal forces that shape all reality. Part 2. Mastering the Dimensional Flow. Chapter 11. The Sacred Power of Intention. In the heart of an ancient city lived Alessandro, a sculptor whose works seemed to breathe with life itself. While others saw mere blocks of marble, Alessandro perceived the forms waiting to be freed from within. Before touching chisel to stone, he would spend days in silent communion with the marble, his mind's eye penetrating its depths until the hidden figure revealed itself. You too possess this power of clear vision, the ability to perceive what wishes to emerge from the infinite field of possibility. Like Alessandro, you must first see with absolute clarity that which you intend to create before it can manifest in physical form. The universe responds to the purity and precision of your intentions. When you hold a vision with unwavering clarity, you send ripples through the quantum field, initiating the process of creation across all dimensions of reality. Just as Alessandro saw past the rough exterior to the perfect form within, you must look beyond current circumstances to perceive the reality you wish to create. In a distant valley lived Sophia, a gardener whose plants flourished beyond explanation. While others worried about soil conditions and weather patterns, Sophia simply planted her seeds with complete faith in their growth. She would whisper to each seed as she placed it in the earth, "I see your flowers already in bloom." Her garden became renowned throughout the land, not just for its abundance, but for plants that seemed to manifest exactly as she had envisioned them. The power of intention flows through you just as it flowed through Sophia's garden. When you plant the seeds of your desires with pure intention and unwavering faith, the universe conspires to bring them into bloom. Your clear intention becomes the blueprint that reality follows. To harness this ancient wisdom, find a quiet space where you can be undisturbed. Close your eyes and allow your breath to slow and deepen. Now, choose one desire you wish to manifest. See it with the clarity of Alessandro studying his marble. Feel it with the certainty of Sophia planting her seeds. Let every detail become crisp and clear in your mind's eye. As you hold this vision, infuse it with the energy of your emotions. Feel the joy, gratitude, and excitement as if your intention has already manifested. Let this feeling grow stronger until it fills your entire being. Hold this state for several minutes, allowing the blueprint of your intention to imprint itself upon the quantum field. Repeat this practice daily, maintaining the same clarity and emotional intensity. Like Alessandro's chisel strokes or Sophia's tender care of her garden, each session strengthens the power of your intention, bringing it closer to physical manifestation. Chapter 12. Belief as the Architect of Reality. In the ancient city of stone and wisdom lived Thomas, a master builder known for structures that seemed to defy time itself. While other builders rushed to raise walls and towers, Thomas spent months laying foundations, carefully selecting and placing each stone. Many mocked his methodical approach until earthquakes shook the land, toppling every building except those Thomas had built. You, like Thomas, must understand that your beliefs form the foundation of everything you create in your life. Just as a building cannot rise higher than its foundation allows, your manifestations cannot exceed the limits of your beliefs. The universe responds not just to your thoughts and intentions, but to the deep-seated convictions that form the bedrock of your consciousness. These beliefs act as filters, determining what you perceive as possible and, therefore, what you can manifest into reality. In the mountains of the East lived a woman named Maya who sought passage through the legendary Gate of Truth. For years she carried heavy scrolls of knowledge, believing they held the key to crossing the threshold. Yet each time she approached, the gate remained sealed, only